I want to ask you something, very sincerely. Are you living the role of a superhero? The one who always knows how to solve every crisis, who can shoulder every responsibility without needing anyone's support? You are the pillar. Everyone turns to the strong, steady person who can manage everything on their own. You are successful, stable, and always make others feel secure. But there is one thing few people know. Every time someone offers to help, an ambiguous feeling of discomfort rises in your heart, as if that help is threatening something very deep within you. You proudly declare, "I don't need anyone." But ask yourself honestly, is that truly your belief? Or is it a phrase you were forced to memorize, to survive, so no one could ever disappoint you again? And then, in the quietest hours, you feel that familiar fatigue sitting next to you like an old friend, a silent loneliness, but one that slowly erodes you, because you have never allowed anyone to truly step in. Never let anyone share the burden you carry. You know, self-reliance is an admirable quality. It is the ability to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, the foundation for building a steady life. But there is a very thin line between healthy self-reliance and a dangerous defense mechanism. Today, we will shed light on hyperindependence, excessive self-reliance. This is not a strategy for success, but a trauma response subtly disguised. Imagine hyperindependence, excessive self-reliance. It is the steel armor that saved your life in the brutal battlefield of childhood. But tragically, now it is suffocating you in peacetime. This armor helped you survive, but it blocks the air of love, connection, and softness from entering. The world looks at you and sees strength, invulnerability. But when I look deeper, I see an abandoned inner child. A child who had to grow up too fast, too soon. Your maturity was never the problem. That is an achievement to be proud of. The problem is that you had no choice. You didn't have the option to rely on others, to delegate, to be weak. You didn't have the choice to be soft, didn't have the choice to rest, because doing so meant danger or collapse. If the words I just shared about fatigue, loneliness, or the discomfort of receiving help have resonated deeply within you, then that is the signal from your inner child. Stop for a moment and listen to that silent call. That child is afraid. It has had to do an overwhelming job for years, that of protecting itself and managing everything. That call is saying, "I don't want to carry this burden anymore." This is why we need to look straight at the truth. We are no longer just talking about simple self-reliance. We are talking about hyper-independence, excessive self-reliance. Think of it as an invisible handcuff forged from trauma. It looks like freedom, but in reality, it is a chain keeping you in an old role. The rescuer, the burden bearer. This handcuff was forged in the moments when your needs were ignored, minimized, or considered a burden. Our goal here is to turn this awareness into the key to unlock the softness and rest that you truly deserve. And now, we need to delve into the roots. Hyperindependence is not a personality flaw. It is a logical response to a chaotic or unsafe environment in childhood. This mechanism is formed from a key term, parentification. Parentification is the phenomenon where a child is forced to take on the roles and responsibilities of an adult emotionally, materially, or both. This is the adultification of the child. Parents might be incapable, ill, addicted, or simply too focused on their own relationship, to the point where the child has to assume the caretaking role. The child becomes the coordinator, the mediator, or even the emotional caregiver for the parent. I know this feeling very well, not because I imagined it, but because I lived in it, breathed with it, and grew up with it as a part of myself. I grew up in a family where my father was often drunk and aggressive, and my mother, a diligent, long-suffering, and sacrificing woman, tried to keep everything from falling apart through her silence. That house was never a safe place for me to be a child. It felt like a battlefield, where every day I had to observe, to be on guard, to predict the next storm. I didn't learn how to live like others. I learned how to survive. I learned to minimize my breath, learned to read others' emotions before they could speak, learned to become an adult while my heart was still too young. Very early, I understood that to keep that small world from collapsing, I had to strain myself to carry things that didn't belong to a child. I had to take care of myself, had to become frighteningly perfect to avoid attracting negative attention, or become invisible, only appearing when needed to patch the family's cracks. Self-reliance was not a choice for me. It was a survival mechanism, an armor that my body and mind were forced to create to survive. I became an adult before my soul had time to mature. And I want you to understand this deeply. Your hyperindependence is not a fault. It is a testament to how brave you were, how strong you were, when facing things a child should never have to endure. You survived. And now, you are beginning to learn how to live. When a child is forced to carry adult responsibilities, parentification, a deeply painful message is recorded deep within your nervous system and subconscious. Those are 3 whispers. No one is reliable. My needs are a burden. I must do everything myself to be safe. And it is from these lonely beliefs that hyperindependence, excessive self-reliance is formed. It is not a mature choice, nor is it innate strength of character. It is a fortress you were forced to build to survive. But it doesn't stop at self-reliance. Your body and mind also developed a more sophisticated survival skill, hypervigilance, a state of excessive alertness. Imagine hypervigilance as a warning radar that is always on 24 hours a day, never allowed to rest. It constantly scans for every change, even a slight tremor in a partner's voice, a fleeting expression on a loved one's face, or an unusual silence in the air. All just so you know beforehand, to avoid, to prepare. Because back then, if you weren't faster than the emotional storm of others, you would be hurt. And when you grow up with a brain that always believes danger is everywhere, then opening up, relying on someone, or simply allowing yourself to be vulnerable actions that are the very foundation of a safe relationship are viewed by your survival mechanism as a threat. That is why intimacy makes you anxious. That is why receiving help makes you confused, suffocated. And that is also why you find yourself afraid to love in a way no one understands. Because inside you, the nervous system is screaming. Don't. If we are weak, we will be hurt again. If we rely on someone, we will be abandoned. Be strong. Do it yourself. But the truth is, you are no longer living in the old environment. You are no longer the child who had to strain themselves to survive. Healing is not forcing yourself to change immediately. Healing is the gentle process of teaching your body that the storm is over. Now, you are allowed to be safe. You are allowed to rely on others. You are allowed to rest. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Hyperindependence is that unconscious force controlling you. It is the terrified 5-year-old within you, still trying to save their parents. But now, you are the adult. It is time to look at the price this survival strategy is demanding from you. Be brave enough to face the truth you have silently avoided for years. Hyperindependence has its cost. It was once a lifesaver, a motivation that drove you forward in your career, in your life. But tragically, it also became the invisible chain binding you in emotional isolation. It is not a bad habit. It is a form of trauma silently preventing you from reaching what your heart craves most: a safe, genuine, warm love. The first price you have to pay is silent exhaustion. That is the burden you carried on your shoulders from when you were too young to understand why you had to be so strong. In your subconscious, you believe that only you can keep everything from collapsing. And so, you are always straining, always vigilant, always trying to do everything yourself before anyone can offer help. For others, rest is a right. For you, rest is dangerous. It is irresponsible. It is an invisible but very real feeling of guilt. Because back then, if you just paused for a moment, chaos would erupt. And your body still lives by that memory. The feeling of depletion you carry, the fatigue that reaches your bones. Your soul is not because you are weak. It is the cry of your inner child, the child who was never helped and was never allowed to stop. And the second, the most painful price you have to pay is relationships pushed away. You have built a fortress around your heart, a fortress so solid that even those who genuinely love you cannot enter. But what is love, if not allowing someone to safely touch your inner world? When someone reaches out to help you, they don't mean to imply you are weak. They want to connect. They want to be close. They want to share life with you. But your nervous system misunderstands that as a threat, as control, as doubt in your capability, as pity. And so, you close off, distance yourself, become cold, or even push them away unconsciously. The heartbreaking thing is that you are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. You believe no one is reliable. You use control and distance to protect yourself. The people who love you get hurt and leave, and you conclude, see, in the end, it's just me. You are unintentionally fighting love with the very survival mechanism that protected you when you were little. But you are no longer living in the past. You no longer need to carry that weapon. It is time to put it down. Not because you are getting weaker, but because now you are safe to be loved the way you deserve. Let us uncover a deeper aspect of psychology, which the great psychoanalyst Carl Jung summarized. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. I want you to ask yourself, what irritates you most when you look at others? Is it irresponsibility, undisguised weakness, or natural reliance? These very traits, which you react so strongly against, are the rejected aspects of yourself. They are the qualities of the inner child, the child who longed to be weak, longed to be reliant, longed to be carefree, like other children, but never had the chance. And to survive, you were forced to discard them, lock them away, and choose to become too strong, so strong, that you no longer recognized your own primal needs. Hyperindependence has created a dangerous illusion, preventing you from realizing a liberating truth. Weakness is not failure. It is the door to true connection. We cannot truly connect from a place where we think we are perfect, but we connect from a place where we embrace our vulnerability and wounds. You have locked yourself inside a fortress of control and self-reliance, holding on to all the internal wounds and not allowing anyone to touch them because you fear that the trauma will recur. But please remember, by preventing the trauma from recurring, you are also blocking the door that leads to healing. No safe connection comes without a small risk of vulnerability. No true love comes without openness. No healing happens without allowing others to see you. Only when you accept the risk of vulnerability can you receive the comfort and healing from safe connections. We have journeyed through the roots of parentification and identified the heavy cost that hyperindependence is demanding from you. Now, the most important thing: how do we safely and unhurriedly take off this steel armor? How do you choose softness and rest when your body has been programmed to fight and be self-reliant for so many years? The answer lies in shadow work, the process of healing those parts of yourself that were rejected, hidden, because they were too painful to face. Healing hyperindependence is not about instantly destroying the armor that has protected you for years, but about taking it off slowly, consciously, only when you know you are safe. This journey involves 3 simple yet powerful steps. Step 1. Witnessing, seeing the truth within yourself. Start by identifying your reactions. Every time you feel discomfort when someone helps you, or every time you feel you must do everything yourself, every time you feel stressed, insecure, wanting to control everything, stop and witness that feeling without judgment. Say, this is my hyper-independent child being activated. You are not that feeling. You are the one observing it. The goal is to separate the survival needs of the past from the safe reality of the present. Step 2. Dialogue with the inner child. The abandoned inner child within you was forced to become an adult too soon. It is still carrying the duty of protecting you. Find a quiet moment and talk to it. Ask it, what are you afraid of when you receive help? Which of your needs were not met? Then, use your adult, compassionate voice to reassure it. It's okay now. You don't need to worry anymore. The adult, mom, dad, in me will take care of you. Step 3. Self-rescuing through softness. This is when you start practicing the new choice: softness and rest. Begin with small actions, like allowing someone to do the dishes when they offer, asking a colleague to send a file for you, accepting your partner doing something you usually do yourself. At this point, you will feel anxious, insecure, even slightly uncomfortable. But that is perfectly normal. This shows that healing is happening. Encourage yourself. It's okay. This is a small but safe risk. Nothing bad will happen. You are retraining your nervous system that I am still safe, even when I'm not in control of everything. That is the state of softness, the foundation of every safe connection. Let us conclude with a message from the wellspring of psychological philosophy. Carl Jung once said, "It is in the return to the shadows that we find our wholeness." The shadows he spoke of are nothing scary. They are simply the parts of you that were abandoned, the parts you were forced to reject to survive. The ability to rely on someone. The natural vulnerability every child possesses. The need to be cared for, hugged, and trusted. You are not broken. You just feel empty, incomplete, because you had to cut off a part of your human nature to survive. Healing is not changing who you are. Healing is bringing those rejected parts back to you gently, compassionately. It is allowing yourself to rest without feeling guilt, to be soft without feeling danger, to need others without fear of judgment. And here is the most important message I want you to carry. Your early maturity is not a mistake, not a flaw, not a weakness. You did not choose to grow up early. You were forced to, in order to survive. That is a testament to your resilience, not a fault. But now it's different. Now, you have the right to choose again. You have the right to choose softness. You have the right to choose rest. You have the right to choose to be loved and cared for, the way you once cared for the entire world. Allow yourself to be human, with all your inherent complexity and vulnerability. Take a deep breath, a really deep one, and know that you don't need to be fixed. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. And if you found the content of this video meaningful, then this is a sincere invitation from House of Noor. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. By doing so, you not only support the channel's growth, but you also ensure you won't miss any shadow work tools or psychological analyses that help you transform from a survivor into a thriver. Let's continue this journey of taking off the armor and choosing softness together. See you in the next video.